We lost a mojo. This is what happens when you're gone for a week. We lost a mojo. It's all fucked.
I wouldn't say so. I
Yeah.
would say the mojo is
Yeah.
just getting started.
How's that looking? Oh, hell yeah. Nice. And then now we can start the pod. Hello, everyone.
Hold on. I got
No, you're good. I just wanna.
Hello. Oh, that smells delightful. As
Yeah.
we're playing "Fall in Love" by Justice Durr.
Are we falling in love, Jordan?
I think so, man.
I think we've been in love
we have
for a
for
while.
a long time, man. We have for a long time. Here, let me light this lavender cigarette while we're
Yeah.
listening to lavender incense with
Yeah.
songs that feel like lavender.
Yeah. But yeah, so everyone, welcome back to another installment of Dual. But we not dueling, but we kind of are. We doing love. Yeah. I'm Trey Brooks.
I'm Jordan Alexandre.
Yeah.
And we are vibing today.
We're straight, dude.
Straight, I got you.
Whole fucking week I've been vibing, basically.
Pass this to you, sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome. If you don't like it, don't worry about it. You can ash on the floor if you want to. How's it taste? Smooth. I got you.
Pretty smooth.
Yeah. So.
That wasn't too bad. I fucking ate that like a champ.
Yeah, you fucking did. So how are you, sir? As we're this is a beautiful setup. This is a really good idea by you.
Oh,
This
hell,
whole
it
idea.
literally just came to me as I was driving down
Just
here.
watching the incense.
Yeah.
You know, doing.
As I was driving down here, I was like, ah, shit, that'd be a fucking vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, that's just kind of what I've been feeling, to answer your question, since we're just going to jump right in.
Go for it.
Yeah, I've been doing good. I literally came back today from, spending a week down south. And, it was just a vibe, man. It was, I was just hanging out with, I was mostly hanging out with family. I'm good.
Gotcha. Thank you for smoking it, by the way.
Of course, yeah, no,
I appreciate it.
I kind of had no choice.
No, you can't just leave me on an island here.
No, I couldn't. Yeah.
But yeah, spending a week with family.
To spend time with family that I haven't seen. It's like, again, those typical thing where it's like, I haven't seen you since you were a fucking sperm cell.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm like, I know. I'm sorry I don't call often, but nah, it was cool. I was chilling with my uncle. He's still fucking rocking, man. Like,
Yeah?
he's just like,
Cooling?
he's like, dude, he's like the definition of bulling right now.
Hell yeah.
He's fucking, just to give you an idea, he's 70
Mm.
and he's still
Up there.
Yeah, no, he's 70 and he's still fucking just active.
Word.
Like, he literally, like, he still works, but like he literally does like fucking not construction, but like handyman stuff.
That's fucking awesome.
So I'm just like, how do you do that? I thought you were supposed to calm down when.
Yeah, retire.
Yeah, but no, he's funny
know.
though, cause like he does all that stuff, and then it's just like he dances around between acting like an old man and still thinking that like
He's a young buck.
he's like my age. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he'll be fucking drinking me under the table. I'm just like, I was like, how do you do this?
Exactly.
How do you unlock this power?
Mm-hmm.
Does it come with age? But nah, he was just straight bulling
Word.
down there. He was we mostly just like stayed at his house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was like a small house in like Stone Mountain,
Awesome.
and just like 30 minutes outside of Atlanta.
Mm.
So a lot of the week spent was just chilling, being with family, chilling the city a little bit, which is nice.
How was the city, man?
It was pretty cool, and it was cool, but it was like the same thing as like the last time I was down there. It's just like there's just not enough time to like fully explore
That's very true. You
the
need to
whole
spend like a whole week in there.
the
or
whole
something
city
like that.
seriously. Yeah, no, it's just like and that's the funny thing too, because like also another thing about the trip was that I met my brother for the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah, which was like a fucking trip in and of itself.
I'm sure.
But
I'm sure. How's that feeling?
it was good. It was
Yeah.
no, it was like I was happy that finally got to like meet him in person.
In person, yeah.
And just kind of vibe and just see what he's about.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's a chill dude. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I got to meet his fiance too, which was
Congratulations.
nice. Yeah. Yeah, no, it was cool. But yeah, even he was just telling, because like he's spent most of his life down there. Like he was born in Connecticut. He lived in Connecticut for like a little bit, some of his childhood, and then he moved down south with his mom. And then he was basically telling me that like, yeah, I was like, I've been here mostly my life, and even then I was like, I still don't know
Yeah. What do you
I still
mean?
haven't got a chance to explore like the whole
Holy shit.
fucking Georgia state, basically.
Mm,
Which I'm just like, that's word, because everything is like 30 minutes away from each other.
Kind of like here.
Not really, no.
What do you mean?
Everything's closer here.
Sorry, I got lavender stuck in my
It's all right.
fucking lips.
All right.
There we go.
Good?
Yes.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, no, I would disagree. Everything's closer here.
Really?
Like, if I have to go to, like, the other day, like, I just went to the store because I needed to pick up some stuff, and also my mom, she needed something. She needed, like Advil or whatever. So I was like, all right, I'll go to the pharmacy, and then I'll go to the store and grab stuff that I need. I figured, because here, if I do that here, it would take me like 15 minutes.
Yeah, 15
tops.
minutes round trip.
Yeah. But over there, it took me like a fucking hour to like, one, find everything.
Yeah.
Two, get the shit that I need.
Yeah.
And just most of the time is just spent driving.
That's fair.
Yeah.
How was the drives though? How was the
was fine.
landscape
It was fine.
compared to Connecticut?
A lot of trees.
Still.
At least where I was staying at.
Yeah.
A lot of trees.
Word.
Ridiculous amount of trees.
Like even more than Connecticut?
Oh God, more than here. Yeah.
That's kind of crazy to imagine because Connecticut
right.
is like lined with trees.
We're mostly known for trees. No.
Exactly.
Fucking Georgia has a shit ton of trees, especially when you go up north,
Mm.
northern Georgia, where it's like mostly like the country.
Mhm.
It's just that's all you just see.
Mm.
Yeah.
Cool.
But no.
Still a beautiful time, it seems.
Yeah.
Still a beautiful time. Was it relaxing mentally? You got
Yeah.
to take a second to just kind of
Just
you know?
kind of turn off like work mode and just like kind of chill,
Good.
which was nice.
I'm very happy for
But it's
you.
also kind of weird too, because like now that I'm back, I'm just like, damn,
Yeah.
I gotta go back.
I gotta catch up.
I gotta go back.
Uh-huh.
I guess it's like the same feeling of like when we were as kids when we were on summer break,
Yeah.
and then the next day you go back to school. It's
Yeah,
like,
and he's like, damn. And it feels like 2 seconds.
No, because
Right.
like literally, yeah, no, it's like
Yeah.
it felt like I was gone for way longer than a week, honestly.
Really?
Yeah.
Because usually it's the inverse, where it feels like it's like 2 days, and
No.
then you're just back to
No,
it.
it felt like I was gone for like weeks.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, which is nice.
Yeah.
But it's also like weirdly like disorienting because
Of
I'm just
course.
like I'm back now, because now it's just a matter of like readjusting myself back into a routine, which feels
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I mean, I'm sure after like a couple days I'm back to like regular.
Yeah.
Regular shit.
Yeah.
But it's just like now, like today, I'm just like I'm back in Connecticut and I was just like, oh, what do I do now?
Exactly.
It's like because I go back to work tomorrow,
Yeah, yeah.
so I'm just like I was like, oh, it feels weird.
No, that I'm definitely sure.
Yeah.
Well, like any good acid trip or mushroom trip, did you
Mhm.
learn anything? And it could be even from large to small.
Mhm.
It could just be like, I just kind of like Georgia, you know?
I like Georgia. Yeah.
Yeah. But did
I
you
like-
like learn anything like within yourself or
Um,
anything like that?
I'm sure I did.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think in terms
There
of.
doesn't have to be an answer.
I know. I think it's mostly just being okay with just taking time off and taking like a week off, and just like not
Yeah, because you're
really
like,
do shit.
yeah, you're like a little adverse to vacations.
Not that I'm adverse. It's just that it's such a new concept to me. It's like it's
Tell
such
me
an
about
irregular concept to me.
Tell me about that. Like, and how the brain mental processes behind that. If you.
Because I'm always
yeah,
just working,
That's fair.
whether it's like actual work, or just working on my art.
Yeah.
It's just I'm always like, that's just been just drilled into my head.
Mm.
So the
To
concept
always be moving.
So the concept of vacation or taking time off is
Mhm.
always just a weird thing for me, because it feels like I'm not being productive,
I feel that.
which is the complete opposite.
Yeah.
Because like it is actually more productive to like fucking stop every once in a while.
You have to.
Yeah.
You have to recharge. You have to let
Right,
the
yeah.
broken bones. Not that they're broken, but
Right.
like
Yeah.
you have to kind of let the wound heal a little bit.
Yeah.
You know? The only way
Well,
to
it's
do
more
that.
just like everything started to feel very samey
Mm.
around here, so I'm just like I just need to leave for like a little bit,
I feel that.
like get away from like the same people that I see every day. Not that like I
I
don't
know.
like
I know what
being
you mean.
around.
No,
yeah.
no, but I know what you mean. You know.
But it's like you see the same people every day, and it's
yeah,
like you see,
you eat
know, it's
pizza
like
every day. It's gonna get dry.
right, yeah.
Eventually, yeah.
So it's like I very much needed like new stimulus
I feel that.
to kind of get the brain
Mm.
jogging a bit,
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah.
which is cool. Yeah.
Mm. I had some weird dreams last night.
Tell me about it, because
Yeah.
I had one weird. I had a couple weird dreams, but
Yeah.
one that stuck out to me vividly that I already told you.
Yes, and we don't have to go into that if you don't want to. We really don't have to go into it if you don't want to.
I mean,
Okay, go for it.
I mean, do you want to go into yours?
Yes, I would like to go into mine as much as I can remember it.
Yeah.
That's the hard thing.
Well, I think just to briefly kind of go, because I don't know if it. I mean, it could mean everything. It could also mean nothing for mine.
It's true.
Where it's just I literally had a dream where I was effectively. Because I think before on the pod we talked about like our. Well, for you, your ex, who you very much view as like your one or your soulmate or twin flame,
with the mentality that I'm trying to get out of.
Whoever, yeah, or
but
just
yes,
or just the one,
true.
like the one for you.
Sorry.
Oh,
We're touching toes. We're touching toes.
Nice.
Yeah. But yes, you are correct.
Yeah. So for you it's the ex, and then for me it's like person that I've had romantic feelings for, never really dated, but I just have that feeling of, oh shit, like you're kind of the one for me. I believe
you have felt
the
that
one
for
for me.
a long time. Yeah.
For a long time, yeah. So basically, to set that up, the other night, and funny enough, this is like during like the new moon that happened.
Was that like yesterday?
Last week.
Okay.
It was like last week, Friday or Saturday.
Okay, cool.
Which that's
because I was wondering if there was some cosmic shit that was happening or something.
Because
like
side
that.
note,
yeah.
I my most vivid dreams are either during new moons or full moons.
There has to be something to it, man.
Because I swear to God, like anytime there's like a full moon or like a new moon or something like that, my sleep cycle changes.
Well, it's interesting because the moon has its own gravitational field and the fucking waves in the ocean, and we are 70% water, so it also affects us as well.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But for me, it's just
from like a scientific standpoint,
right?
But like,
and also just like it affects. I believe it very much affects like our
from a spiritual aspect, of course.
Oh, yeah.
I at least believe that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the thing I've noticed for me is that whenever there's like like cosmic shit like that, it like I don't sleep very well. Like I'll wake up multiple times during the night if there's like a full moon, and then I'd be having the most vivid dreams.
Word.
So like the dream that I want to talk about, the one I had last week, was again referring to
go for it.
The soulmate.
It
was basically another soulmate dream where it was like, and mind you, to kind of give context, like I'd basically moved past that.
Yeah.
We talked about that too.
Yeah, exactly.
Where it's just like, oh yeah, I've moved past that. I don't have the same feelings like that no more. I'm kind of just like moving on, seeing new people, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And then literally that night, or literally last week, just have a dream about them, them specifically.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck?
That's what I'm saying, man.
It's just like, it was weird. And
I wonder.
It was mostly, and the dream was mostly just to very briefly just give a summary. It was basically me consoling them.
Yeah.
Which
I find. Oh, go for it. No, please.
Oh no, I was just gonna say that. Basically in the dream they were crying, and I was basically just like comforting them, and because like I very much believe that dreams tell you something.
They have to.
So I kind of went online and I was just like looking up, so like, hey, what does this mean? So then I had there's like a few answers that I got where it was like, it's something along to the effect of, if you ever dream about your soulmate and that they're crying, it's typically an indicator that they're not doing very well.
Interesting.
In their life.
Sure.
So it's basically them just like reaching out to you through like the fucking dream realm,
sphere,
astral plane shit like that.
Sure, I gotcha.
And I was just like, oh, that's interesting. I couldn't verify that with you or not. But I mean, it's an interesting thing to think about because I do. Because like I said, it's like, this is a person I haven't really thought about that much lately. Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, dream about them. Yeah. It's like, fuck.
It happens, man.
It happens, yeah.
It happens.
But I mean, that's basically what that was about. So that was like the most vivid dream that I had last week.
Word.
And it was interesting.
Now, how does that make you... We can go to my dream in a second, but I just want to address, how does that make you feel? Overall, not necessarily about, like, how does it make you feel?
Well, I think ever since that, I've just been thinking about them a lot more.
Sure.
Lately, just mostly just like, I wonder how they're doing, like, kind of thing. And just like, I hope they're... Not that I hope they're okay or that I think anything bad happened. It's just like, I wonder what they're doing. And it's one of those things where I want to reach out and just be like, hey,
open the door up
what's
a
going
little
on?
bit, yeah.
And I just fucking can't.
That's probably a good thing.
I just fucking can't do it. I don't know what it is.
It's probably a good
and
thing.
Just to give context,
yeah,
like me and this person haven't dated officially.
Mm-hmm.
But it was more just like romantic feelings were involved, kind of thing. And they're really good friend.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's one of those things where, because literally, like, I reach out to you and I reach out to other friends that I know.
Of course.
And I just be like, hey, what's going on, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But for some reason with this person in particular,
it's like
I feel like I can't do that anymore.
It's
really weird.
It's
like the dynamic of the, which is odd because like nothing really happened. It's just the whole dynamic of the friendship feels like it changed, even though like there hasn't been that much contact, and maybe that's the change. So. Because this is someone that I used to...
You cared for.
Yeah, still care about.
Yeah.
And then we used to, like, talk fairly often, but that's mostly because we were in a school setting.
Exactly.
So that's typically the main reason. Even then, we would still talk and hang out outside of that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just, like, now, it's, like, there's seldom anything. And I don't know how I feel about that. I'm more just, like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I'm not really pressed about it.
Mm-hmm.
But... ever since I had that dream, I've just been thinking about them. And like I said, there's that desire or like that itch to just want to pick up this phone and shoot them a text, even though I know for a fact that they're probably not going to read it because they usually don't.
I know that feeling so hard.
They usually don't respond to like shit, or I don't know. It's like sometimes they do, sometimes they don't.
They are about their business and about their life.
Yes.
And if they don't see you in it in that moment or in any moment, it's not gonna happen.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
This is the fucking mantra, man.
Yeah,
so
man.
Yeah. So that's my whole spiel.
No, I could definitely resonate with that shit, man.
Yeah. What about your dream? I'm curious about your dream. Yeah.
So my dream was
enough
intense.
about me.
No, you're good. My dream was intense, and this is I don't remember a lot of it, but I did write down. I wrote down a poem because I have a dream journal. And
now, was this dream about your ex, or was it about?
It wasn't. It was about the simulation. It was about simulation theory. My father.
Big word.
My son.
Big word.
Yeah, my son. And I'm trying to think. Let me see if I can find the actual note, because I have an entire dream journal here. Which is like
start doing that.
It's a good idea.
Yeah.
Because you keep your phone next to you anyway, and if you have a notes app, I just keep it in there. And I used to write like the entire dream. Now I just kind of write the anecdote, like a poem.
Yeah, you just do like snippets of like what you remember, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what I wrote was, what was the name of that song? Through time taken, prayers had, dreams cause streams, pretty rad. Looks like first son becomes a dad, and beyond anything else, go to the Pratt Institute in New York.
Mm-hmm.
So I do believe that. Well, let me preface all this because I don't remember the dream too much. I just remember it being about the simulation and stuff like that. Or
can you elaborate on that?
How reality could potentially be a simulation, and the reason because of it is we go into these cycles where the world kind of gets a little bit too fucked up, and then we dive into another world. Essentially, we dive into something else, essentially trying to escape everlasting death, if that kind of makes any sense. The world around you is on fire, so you're going to go into the cave to be safe, even if the cave is shit and filled with bears, and it's dark and shit. So it's kind of like that. Okay. I had a dream about my son, and I was looking through his eyes, and everybody had like TV heads, so that's kind of blending into the simulation again, but everybody had TV heads, and I remember it was me through my son's eyes, and I was looking down at him. And I said, I will be a good father to you. I won't be too hard. I won't judge you too much, however you come, essentially. And these are like fragmented words, but that's essentially the feeling that kind of came out. And I'm trying to think of what else. And I remember I was in this classroom, kind of like an art classroom, and I got this note, and I was like, finally, this is what I'm searching for. Kind of like Indiana Jones trying to find the treasure in the cave.
Yeah.
And I said, finally, this is what I'm searching for. And there was a name of an artist who I should look up, who I don't remember, which kind of sucks because I thought the dream was reality, which is a point that I'll get to in a second. But there was a name of an artist that I wish I could look up. There was a name of an art instructor, which I wish I could remember. And then there was a name of a place which I wish I remembered so I could go to it. And as I woke up out of the dream at 7 o'clock in the morning on the dot, which usually happens. Usually, what happens is if I have very surreal and vivid dreams like this, I'll wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning on the dot,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a crazy fact. Very weird timing shit, but beyond that, um, essentially, I think the thing is, I need to move. I need to make changes.
Yeah.
Regardless of the simulation or whatever the fuck we happen to be living in, it is we're here.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the bigger thing. You know, I really do believe that dreams are portals to different realities.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe that dreams are just kind of the imagination running wild. I do believe that in some plane of existence, we are in multiple planes of existence at once
Mm.
as that thing falls, which would be interesting. What's that one? Oh, it's the memorial one. Interesting. Anyway, we're in multiple planes of existence at once. And we all have a link to it through our consciousness that inhabits the multiple planes of existence.
Mm-hmm.
And dreams is just another aspect of that in a way. And I'm kind of babbling here, but
Oh, you're good.
thank you.
Yeah.
But
Because I have a different interpretation of what I think dreams
I would
are.
love to hear it. I would love to hear it. But
But you finish your thought first.
yeah. But essentially how dreams, well, I wrote a thing about it. If I could share.
Mm-hmm.
All right, hold on. I woke up today in kind of a sour mood because of the dream, and Angelica was next.
Now, was this
to
the
me.
dream that? No, this dream you had it last night.
I literally had it this morning.
Oh, okay.
This morning, yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
I kind of put me in a sour mood because I was like, damn, that kind of sucks. Like, it's just all one big simulation. And regardless of the fact of if it is or if it isn't, we're here, we're vibing. You're next to me, the dog's on the floor, and I'm smoking a lavender cigarette. If this is as real as it gets, if this is where we are, fantastic. I'm happy, you know? And that's kind of my mentality before and after. But anyway, this is a poem. So it's called Dream. Thoughts of harm never could go past the gate. The heaven-sent angel in life could not arrive late. The words of wisdom passed down through dreams by any means can cause trauma in waking life by just calling it a dream. Dreams are not just made, believe they are a window to another side, perhaps where we come from or are going to. Regardless, I still feel this is where I should reside. In waking life, like I'm walking in a dream, only solidified due to the success of familiarity. Looking down at my hands and see memories play, trying to see the pixels where perhaps there are particles. Just having to decide where I lie in this grand lie, but better to be soiled in illusion than believing in truth. Was it better in the past? Will it in the future be present? I feel as though a simple thought can change the tides of the time, and a simpler mind has it figured out. Existential can only exist when basic needs are met, and right now fighting for scraps is the only means for survival. Sick of it. Feeling unsteady on this platform, feeling like my body's a tower about to crumble, and I as king watches as the kingdom burns. With existential eyes set on stars, I say, shit, I'm dreaming again. Yeah. It's essentially saying how life is just one big waking dream. Yeah, seriously. Yeah. It doesn't matter where you are, past, present, future. This could all just be one dream and we just out of it at the end of it. So regardless of where we stand in it or how we view it or what we're doing, try to make the best of it in my mind. But now it's your part. If you have any thoughts. It's a lot to digest. Yeah, seriously.
But I do definitely agree with that, like the last bit that you just said. Yeah, just like if it is just one giant dream.
Could be.
Just like it very well could be, and like there's fucking nothing I could do about it. So it's just it goes back to my famous mantra of just it is what it is.
Literally, as you said before.
Yeah, but I have a different kind of view of dream, or slightly different.
I would love to hear it.
Where it's just I kind of view dreams as like your
No, seriously.
as the dog is dreaming.
Yeah.
But I kind of view dreams as like your subconscious, your spirit, higher self, whatever you want to call it. Just trying to tell you something.
I can definitely see that.
Whether it's like a psychic vision or just like just telling you like what's happening right now.
Yeah.
In a more honest,
unfiltered
way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's funny because when you're describing your dream about how seeing the world through your son's eyes, and
Yeah.
just like kind of you trying to look up this artist or this person, not being able
to remember the name.
remember the name. Like that's some shit. Like yeah, because like I've also had that dreams too, where it's just like I'll write down a word,
Mhm.
and then I'm somehow able to remember that word and like
Yeah.
literally write it down the way like I remembered it or
Yeah,
envisioned
yeah.
it, and I would look it up, and it would just no results, and I'm like shit, like what the fuck.
Yeah.
But it's like those dreams, like those kind of dreams always trip me the fuck out,
Mm-hmm.
where it's just like it's very very vividly or clearly just like a message that cannot be deciphered
Yet, I'll say.
cannot or sure it can't be deciphered yet, but it's just you get a message literally from just from wherever,
Yeah.
and then the fact that you're able to just bring it back into the waking world, and then it somehow not having any significance here, but then having like significance in like in the like that's, to me, that's powerful. Like those are like the most powerful dreams in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like you're able to like consciously bring something back from the other side.
Which is actually, if you think about it, a crazy fucking thought.
Yeah.
You're able to go into wherever the fuck and bring something back with you.
Yeah.
Into the void and bring something like a black hole and bring something back with you. That's fucking crazy.
So I think that's what dreams are, where it's just like, it's like I said, I think it somewhat relates or parallels what you're saying. It's a portal to another
dimension, whatever.
Yeah, where it's just I literally think it's just the other side of whatever that means, and then you just bring a piece of it back here and just trying to figure out like what, or trying to decipher the message.
I definitely think so.
It's literally like a fucking letter in a bottle.
It kind of is.
Yeah.
And your fingers can't fit within it.
Yeah. Or it's like you read the letter, you read it out loud as you're, as you remember it in the waking world, and then you're trying to decipher it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
It's some interesting shit.
It's really dreams really fucking. That's why I want to, like, because like I'll go online and I'll like look up like dream meanings, but it's like I would love to like see a professional that like knows, or at least or a psychic or something that just like that knows like how to decipher dreams and like what exactly like that shit means, or some way of just like I don't know. It's just one of those things where it's just like I look at dreams as messages.
Yes.
And messages from the stars.
Messages from the stars.
Yeah. And I've always just been obsessed with trying to figure out like what it means.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
I too always try to figure out what it means. But the solution that I came up, and again, sorry about the dog in the background. She hears the garbage truck. Or maybe not the garbage truck. She hears something.
Yeah.
Anyway. The thing I came up with was the thing that I not read to you the first. There was a thing I read to you first.
Yeah.
Was instead of trying to categorize everything that happened in the dream, because that's like OD information. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense potentially. I try to write how I feel after the dream. I try to write a poem or something and allow that still cosmic juice that's still a little bit flowing through me to kind of funnel out into words that I can then,
that's another thing too. I try to remember how specifically I felt during the dream, if I can remember.
Yeah.
Because I think for mine, going back to the one I had last week.
Sure.
Like I said, I was consoling this person because I guess to kind of give it more detail, they were having an argument with somebody, and I guess the person they were argument with was like being real mean and nasty, and then the person just walked away, and they start like they were just visibly upset. They were kind of crying, and I remember just kind of comforting is a weird word or a weird way to put it, because my version of what I think comfort is like probably very different than usual. Because I just remember, it's starting to come back to me, where I remember just going up to them and just being like, hey, again, just like them. I think I put my arm around them.
Sure.
Just like trying to, but I don't know. It was weird. It was like I was comforting, but I was also being very stern.
How so?
Where I was just like, hey, if you got a problem with so and so, don't let them. It was something along the lines of like, don't let them
Make
like
you feel this way.
treat you like that,
Yeah.
or like don't. I'm trying to remember there was an exact words that I used, and it was like very much the same language that I say every day. It was something along the lines of like, oh, if you have a problem with so and so, don't let them walk off, or like don't let them do shit like that, or something along those lines.
Yeah, I got you.
But it was just, but it's such a weird thing where it's just like, I guess my idea of comfort is almost being like a stern dad and just
I
being
can see that.
like, hey, don't fucking let that. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
just
that-
like, and I don't know. It's like maybe that's and I guess like trying to decipher the dream aside from like having the dream about this person I've been obsessing over for a long time, just being like, what the fuck. But outside of that, also just looking at it, be like, because I don't know, the way I comfort people is very not different, but just like it's not the usual. I guess I don't necessarily coddle people. I very much I'm starting to think
You give them the honest truth.
I kind of tell it like it is.
There you go. That's a better way to say it.
Because I think even now that I'm saying it out loud, just thinking back to like with me and you,
Yeah, what's up?
where that one night where you're kind of out of it.
Yeah, you were like, get to work. I think if we're thinking about the same occasion.
No, it was before that, way before that. Where
Gotcha.
it was where I drove you home,
Okay, continue.
where you had the episode.
Oh,
And at the
were
end,
we at Pig's Eye?
I remember at the end of the night, I think, because I was very upset over the whole situation, but still upset, just like not with you, but just like with how I was more upset with the fact that like the night could have took a very dark turn had myself and our mutual friend not been there that night.
I do remember this.
Yeah. So I think I think my I don't even want to call it anger, but just like my frustration was just about me thinking about that.
Yeah.
And just being like,
if I wasn't here.
I just vividly just remember telling you how it is, but also saying it in my own, I guess, weird loving way where I'm just like, hey, we're gonna be okay. Just fucking take it easy.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe that's just my way of like comforting people, where it's like it's weirdly aggressive, but also kind of calming. I don't know.
No, you're honest truth.
Yeah.
Honest truth.
I guess.
You're not gonna sugarcoat shit, essentially.
Yeah, because like I don't like. I mean, obviously, I do my best to kind of read the situation where it's like if somebody's like really
going through it,
like I'm not gonna.
You're not gonna be like, yeah, I know what you mean.
Just punch them, and be like, stop that. And it was like, no.
Essentially.
Yeah, no. So I think, and that was also another thing with like a person that had like a really bad meltdown, and it was caused by like a really nasty breakup that they were going through, and the person was just a fucking piece of shit to them, and or to her, and I was just saying that, I gave her I was like, listen, give me a hug, because she was bawling, because like news broke that day, and I was there, because fucking of course I was, so I had to fucking, so I'm like, in my head I'm just like, hell, now I gotta
deal with this,
but no, it was like my natural response was like, you need a hug right now, because no one else is here to like comfort you, and you need like that just like
that it's gonna be okay.
Yeah, that's gonna be okay. But then I was also just like, I was basically like, you're gonna be okay, but that person's a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah.
Because it was like, that's not real love, because if they saw how you are right now, it's it's shit like that.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know, it's a weird thing with me.
It's tough love.
Yeah. I don't even want to call it tough love, because like I feel like it's, I don't know, maybe it is, but
it can be a little bit of tough love.
So I think I guess to circle it back,
go for it.
As we always do.
Yes, indeed.
I think that's what the dream was, I guess, showing me.
That's actually a very good
how
point.
I kind of comfort, or how I kind of
not to cut you off for a second, but
no,
like,
go for it if you have
a reflection point.
Yeah.
What you just said, a reflection point of how you would have reacted. What I'm trying to say is, instead of looking at how you acted towards a person in a dream and kind of following that arrow straight, think about the dream as it is, and how you would react to it in waking life.
Yeah.
No, well, what I'm trying to say is like,
because I think not to cut you off.
No, go for it.
Because I think you have a point. Because in the dream, I was very upset just seeing this person that I care about being very upset.
Yeah.
Upset to the point where it just gets me mad.
Yeah.
Where I'm just like, I don't like to see that.
Mm-hmm.
And whoever did this is going to fucking pay.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah. So I'm like, I guess it's like, so yeah, I guess like the dream is like sort of a reflection of just how I guess show love, or how I'm like protective of like people in my own way, where it's like this weird aggressive sensitivity, I guess I'll call it.
I like that.
Yeah.
I'm aggressive and sensitive.
Yeah.
Towards you.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Damn,
I think the dream was
one.
just, I think the dream, one of the messages that the dream was telling me is that I guess I'm very protective of people.
I definitely can see that.
Yeah.
I definitely can see that.
So I feel like I'm very protective of you.
And and their hearts more of, not just
Yeah.
of people and their ego and all this stuff and making sure that they feel all right, but of their soul, their spirit, and their heart.
Yeah.
I think is very much where you lie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's
So
good.
I think
yeah, seriously.
I think, yeah, so I think maybe, and that's just another way to look at dreams, like maybe it's just a reflection of just like how you act in your waking life, and just being like, is this how you want to be, or is this do you want to change anything? Not change anything, but it's like, I guess like it's just presenting this situation, just being like, this is how you would react. Is this true or not, or true or false? I guess.
Yeah.
In a weird way to put it, but yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, the more I'm talking about it, the more I'm just like, oh yeah. So
cool.
Yeah. So I guess I just deciphered my own dream then.
I think you did. Live on the podcast.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, because that is actually very interesting what you brought to light, where it's like, not necessarily like, probably not now. I think you should my mom is asking if we could pick up my brother. I'm gonna say I'm in the middle of a podcast. Like, I think we should take the bus. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, you're good. Damn, you're just gonna.
I'm just gonna cut like all of that and then just like.
No, not even that. You're just gonna be like, nah, brother, this pod is more important than him.
I don't want to disrupt the flow personally, and it's been a really good podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think because after the dream, I was, like I said, I started thinking about this person again, and then I was also telling you, and I also think we talked about it, or I mentioned it earlier in this pod.
In this pod.
Yeah, because I can't remember, but anyway, that I'm not sure whether or not I want to reach out and just be like, hey.
I think that the conclusion that you just came to is, in my opinion, you do what you want, but in my opinion, the conclusion that you needed to come to in accordance with this dream. Personally. Yeah. But if you're feeling some type of way, if you feel like, this is a message from the stars and etc.
Yes.
Then do it.
Yeah. Because I also think too that's just it again, now that I'm like what you just said, and also just like my brain is like working a million miles a minute right now,
as it typically does.
Where I think it's also a reflection of mine and this person's relationship now.
Sure.
Where I'm effectively just loving from afar.
Yeah, I can see that.
Where it's just, and that's kind of how I was in the dream, where I'm just like, I was comforting, but I was also just like, you need to do something about this.
That's interesting.
Or you need to confront this person and not let them get away with it.
It wasn't you need to be with me. It was you need to confront this person.
Yeah, like this person that upset you, or this person that you just had an argument with it, and the reason why you're crying. Just being like, don't let. Yeah, it was. I think now that I'm remembering, it was basically just like, don't let him walk away. After all that.
After
bullshit,
doing that too.
At that shit. Yeah, shit just went down.
Yeah.
So it wasn't. So I think it's just like. Not like not me being distant, but just being like, "Hey, I see you."
That's a good point.
But it's like I see you and I hear you and I love you.
Yeah. And
you also need to.
This is for you.
This is for you.
You need to do it. Yeah.
You need to figure this shit out yourself.
Exactly.
And I remember in the dream, I said all that, and then I went to another friend who also got into a argument with the same person actually. Sure. I don't know who this person was. It was guy's like a dick.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Just trashing all my friends.
Yeah, dream hopping.
Yeah, so then, and I literally said the same thing to this other friend who also in the same dream, that it was also a friend that I have not seen in years too.
Word.
So I think I told him like the same thing. Just like, yeah, and then I moved on. So yeah,
So perhaps that is kind of the conclusion.
just
Like
loving from afar.
loving from afar, being there when needed, but like
That was also a big thing that I learned
what's up?
during my trip on vacation.
Yeah, what's up?
Just loving people from afar because um, there's like weird tension in my family
Mm-hmm.
between amongst themselves,
Sure.
and it's just like it's nothing that, and it's one of those things where it's like I got fucking nothing to do with it. I'm living my fucking life,
Yeah, you're doing your thing.
and yeah, like there's certain family members that are like kind of doing shit that they're not supposed to,
Mm-hmm.
and I guess my feelings towards it or my whole thing is just I don't want to be involved with that
Hmm.
because that's just not it's just not worth my
It's
time.
not. Yeah, exactly.
And it's funny because my uncle was saying that where he was just like you just gotta love him from afar.
Damn.
So I'm just like, and yeah, just when he said that, it really hit me.
It resonated with you.
Yeah, I'm just like, sometimes you just got to do that for people,
I definitely think so.
whether you have a strained relationship with them or not.
Mm.
Like it depends on the situation, but it's like
Yeah.
sometimes or some people you just have to you can still love them, but it's just you can't.
Oh,
You don't owe it to the person just like try to be their savior.
Yeah, I have a quote from
Yeah.
that's a really good point, by the way. Be their savior, and I'll
Yeah.
circle back to that.
Yeah,
I have a quote from I think Jim Carrey
yeah.
talking about, and
The
I'm
great.
yeah, he's a fucking good one.
He's fucking awesome. Yeah.
I'm gonna butcher it a little bit, but essentially saying, let's say like me and person break up, or me and person something happens between me and person,
Yeah.
and I kind of go on with my life, and they go on with their life,
Yeah.
but we're not communicating.
Uh-huh.
The thing he said was, it's not that I don't want you. I'm gonna again butchering it, but it's not that I don't want you to have a seat at my table. Okay, hold on. It's not that I don't want you to have a seat at my table. It's
Mhm.
that I just want to see you eat somewhere else.
Mm.
If that kind of makes sense. So if
Yeah,
we're all in a
okay.
dining room, you're not
Yeah.
at the head table. You're at the table adjacent.
You're still eating.
You're still eating. I still can see
I
you,
can still
but
see you, but you're not the main
you're not
table.
at
Yeah.
the main circle.
Yeah.
Which is kind of the way he said it. I can look it up, but I don't want to.
No,
Like,
I caught
yeah,
the gist
if
of it.
if
Yeah.
you if you get the
Yeah,
if you
no, I
get
got
the
it.
if you
I
get the
caught it,
metaphor, and that's the whole thing behind
Yeah.
loving from afar.
Yeah, that was
Equally
a big,
something
that
I
was
had
a
to do with.
big thing that came
Yeah.
up a lot during my trip, where it's just
Sure.
like, where it's like distance in terms of time and
Yeah.
also in terms of like just actual physical distance.
Yeah.
Where I'm just like, yeah, a lot has happened, and I'm not gonna apologize for me not being there all the time,
Yeah.
and I'm also not gonna put up with like any of the shit that they've been doing
Of course.
or the shit that they've done.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like I'm also not gonna hold on to it either,
Yeah.
or hold on to that resentment. So it's
Mhm.
just loving from afar.
Yeah. Damn.
I don't just the way he said it,
Yeah.
it stuck. Because my
That
uncle,
old man wisdom.
no, because I was
That
talking
old
with my
man
uncle,
wisdom.
and like it was like
Yeah.
it was like the first day I was there,
Yeah.
and we were just he cooked dinner, and we were
Mhm.
he's also a hell of a chef too.
I'm sure.
Yeah, I was eating good.
I'm
fucking,
sure. Yeah,
fucking
I'm
last
fucking
week.
sure, man.
But no, but like yeah, no, we were just we were just catching up.
Yeah.
'Cause I haven't seen. Well, I saw him 2 years ago,
Yeah. Yeah.
but it's like I haven't like actually.
That's still some time, dude.
Yeah, no, but I haven't actually sat down and like had a conversation, really
Yeah.
catch up with him in so long.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so and like I'm a totally different person because like he would he remembers me as like the little kid. Now I'm a
Yeah.
grown man,
Exactly.
so it's like the vibe is different.
Yes.
So it's like we can actually talk.
Exactly. You can talk to you differently.
Yeah, we can actually talk like people or
Yeah.
talk as men.
Exactly.
And that was one. Yeah, because he was asking me about like all these other family members, and I'm just like, yeah, no, I haven't heard from them at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like not since I haven't seen them or heard from them since grandma died,
Mm.
which is like 13 years ago.
Damn.
And then he was like, yeah, it's the same thing with me. Nobody calls, nobody reaches out.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, yeah, I know some of them not doing too good,
Mm-hmm.
but it was like it was like get involved with like the wrong stuff and the wrong things.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like sometimes he's Jamaican, so he says it in a Jamaican accent.
Yeah.
So sometimes you love him from afar.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, and that, like I said, that really sat with
It
me because
hit,
I'm like,
yeah.
shit,
Mm-hmm.
that's
Yeah.
I don't know, something about that where it's just,
Mm.
and I think that's what the dream was like a reflection of that.
Did you have this conversation before or after the dream?
Before the dream.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was before the dream, and I mean, at the time, it was just like when he said it was, we were just talking.
Yeah.
It wasn't until like later, like days later,
Yeah.
that specific phrase kept popping up in very different conversations.
It's crazy.
And I'm like, shit, something's going on. And then the dream happens, and I'm just like, oh.
Yeah.
But at the time, I didn't know what the dream was about.
Yeah.
I thought I was just fucking sipping again for no goddamn reason. I was like, shit, I thought I was over this person. But now, as I'm sitting here talking to you, as I'm reflecting on the week and like on shit that's been going down, I'm like, maybe the dream isn't actually about me being like, oh, I want to get back with, I want to have something with you.
Yeah.
No, it's more just like how I
treating people and treat people close to you.
Yeah.
Whether they are, well, that's a perfect example because they are distance and time away from you. Not distance and time, but like
distance and time and like physical distance as well as like
I would say like emotional time or like
emotionally distant too.
Shit, and like
man. Yeah.
And it's a reflection not on the situation that happened within the dream again, but like a reflection on how you are now.
Yeah.
In accordance with them, in accordance with yourself, in accordance with the relationships.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Some shit, man.
Yeah, some shit.
Yeah, some shit to think about.
Yeah.
Yeah, some shit to marinate with. And me, it's just like, oh, it's just all a simulation. But you're gonna have to come to grips with that.
Yeah, no, yours is like a whole other cosmic fucking
soup.
Shit going on,
cosmic
man.
Soup.
But I'll say that's an entire like podcast just trying to decipher yours.
I honestly do believe so. Like, because I'm like, I barely remember.
Because like I said, like I feel like dreams are just a reflection of like our waking lives, just like in its most raw form.
I definitely think so. And to kind of use what you said, and where are we? We're at 47. Damn, this is a beefy one.
This is a beefy one.
And we're recording it this time. To use what you said, how do I
really
feel?
hope, Jordan.
Yeah,
I really hope.
We are. To use what you said and reflect on how I reacted within the dream with all of the stimuli and people and places and shit that I went. I think I would say I'm just trying my best out here, regardless of how it makes me feel. I'm just literally trying to try my best.
I find it interesting that, to apply some of my weird logic about dreams to yours.
Go for it.
I find it interesting that it's like for yours, it's through the lens of your son.
Well, it wasn't all through the lens of my son. That was just one segment.
It was one part.
It was one segment where he was looking up at me and I was speaking to myself saying, I'm trying to be a good father here. And I think if I were to reflect, which is the feeling I just got, which was interesting.
I feel like that's you saying that to you.
Exactly. No, it was me talking to myself with a TV head for whatever reason. And he also had a TV head and he was just like looking up at me. And I think the feeling that I just got was he said like, dude, you're fine. You're a great dad. Yeah. Regardless of past, present, and future, you've been a great dad.
Yeah.
Like, chill. And I'm like, thanks. Thank you.
Yeah, no, I find that part interesting, and also just like I mean, I couldn't tell you about the fucking TV part.
I think
the TV head part, but I think it's just my initial reaction is just that, it sounds like to me it just sounds, and also just like kind of looking at your room now,
sure,
how everything's arranged and how you have all these things, you have a lot of setup in terms of like this
lists and
future
and
literally future, like in terms of like
future
you
planning.
Seeing your son. So I think it's like it just sounds like you're setting up a lot for your future self. You're trying to set up for your future self and for your future person
offsprings
later on.
If they choose, as I say, if they choose to come into existence.
So I think the dream is more just a reflection of how you're trying. You're just doing your best to like kind of do what you can with everything you have now, and just like literally just set it up for something like, to build upon itself later on.
Exactly, and like regardless of the nature of this reality, I don't necessarily think it has to be a strict simulation or it has to be strictly life as is or whatever. Regardless of the nature of my reality, which is like circumstances such as like money, time, fucking mental health, etc. It is, I always try to keep a calm head. I always try to keep a clairvoyant head, and I always try to look towards the future. And like technically these here are for kids. So there's technically 4, but I have 3 totems, or I think Mike calls them talismans for them.
Yeah.
The bottom one is for my son.
Mm-hmm.
The top one is for a daughter, and then the rightmost one is for a daughter, and technically a son, but that's supposed to be twins, but doesn't matter. It does matter to me, but you know, that portion doesn't matter. And yeah, like I'm just trying to not make mistakes that my parents did, that I'm currently making, and I'm trying to push forward for them essentially.
Yeah.
You know, trying to find this is going to sound really weird, but I'm trying to find the appropriate partner that's like meshes with my vibe well, so we're not combative like my parents were combative,
right?
You know?
Yeah.
And it seems like I'm just trying to do this all reflecting upon the dream, regardless of the reality that I live in, the social stance that I live in, the relationships that I have. I'm doing it all for how they look at me, how they perceive me, how they view me, regardless of where I am.
I also think it just sounds like you're just doing a lot.
Hold on, my mom's calling me. We're gonna take a brief intermission.
Yeah, brief intermission.
Sorry about that. I have to go pick my brother up.
Is your mic back on?
Yeah, my mic's back on. Yeah. He's walking to back to the house from the high school.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, it's hot out. You good? He's like, no, I'm doing it. I'm a champion. I'm like, okay, you do your thing. But we're gonna go pick him up in a second. Yeah. We can end this in a second.
Yeah. So I think just to kind of end it off real quick.
Sure. This has been a really good one, by the way.
Yeah.
I really like
it. I think it just sounds like based off your dream, it's just you're taking on a lot when you don't really need to. You can you just take it one step at a time.
Yeah, like through my son's eyes, like you're doing fine.
Yeah.
Just do what you need to do, get the stuff done.
Yeah.
And you're doing fine.
Yeah.
You know, I'll see you when it's time type thing. You know? And I don't know. It kind of goes into a whole lot of, not to prolong this further, I'm sure you guys are still very interested because our viewers tend to like love these. And I can't wait for this to blow up even more because like I'll post it on r/podcast or some shit like that.
Sure.
Anyway. Taking time. Yeah. Taking time to take care of myself. And beyond all that, even that should be numero uno. Beyond all that, taking time to know that it will be fine. Yeah. Not stressing too much about the future, not stressing too much about the nature of my reality when it doesn't really matter. I'm living it. Stressing too much about the future for them because they're going to be fine for all I know. You know, and follow my dreams essentially, which was the last thing because it was literally on a card probably about the size of like a playing card. And it literally said follow this person, you know, work with this person and go to this place. And I think the reason why I can't remember them so strictly is because they're supposed to be people for me. I know that
I think they're gonna make themselves known.
That's what I'm more trying to say. Yeah. They're gonna make themselves known. I know the name of the person I'm supposed to work with, and I know the name of the place I'm supposed to go, but I don't know the person I'm supposed to meet or the artist I'm supposed to meet. So beyond that, I'm coolin'. Yeah. And I do think that dreams. Oh my God, this boy. We are on our way to pick you up in 5 minutes, sir. Oh my God. Huh? Yeah, we're leaving in 5. Oh damn. Okay. All right, we can. All right, bye. All right, we gotta go.
Yeah, I think we got it. I think on that note, we can end it there.
You motherfucker can't take the bus. My mom said, like, he can't take the bus. I'm like, doesn't he go to school? Like, what the fuck? What's happening in this world? Anyway, don't stress. Stay blessed. Yes. And we'll catch you on the next set.
Yep. So thank you all for listening.
Thank you all for listening to this.
Shouts outs.
Yeah, shout out to Chelsea. Shout out to Amy, our Patreons.
Sponsors,
our patrons.
Our Patreons.
Yep.
Shout out Devin. Shout out Corey.
Shout out Devin. Shout out Corey. Shout out Ben. Shout out Angelica. And all y'all who listen out faithfully.
All the homies.
Yeah, leave your name in the comments.
Please.
And we could definitely see.
Yeah.
Leave a very kind comment, and we can definitely see. Shout out to that one dude.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, my God, Jaden.
All right.
We're leaving.
All right, we're leaving now.
We'll catch you guys later.
Peace.
The
Love
incense
y'all.
is out. Love y'all. Catch you.
Peace.